Hello everyone. In this class, we'll try to learn what are WBCs. White blood cells or leukocytes perform the defense function of the body. The total leukocyte count in adult is 4,000 to 11,000 per cubic mm of blood. The WBCs are classified into granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are neutrophil, eosinophils, and basophils, whereas agranulocytes are monocytes and lymphocytes. Leukocytes have three phases in their life: marrow phase, circulatory phase, and tissue phase. In general, leukocytes, after released into blood, circulate for few hours, 4 to 8 hours, before entering into the tissue where they live about 4 to 6 days. Neutrophils are the most prevalent white blood cells in peripheral circulation, comprising 50 to 70% of total leukocytes. They provide major defense against acute pathogenic infection. Neutrophils exhibit active amoeboid movements. In infections, they immediately migrate to the site of microbial invasion. In response to chemical factors, they ingest organisms and kill them. Thus, neutropenia in the body leads to vulnerability to bacterial infections. Average size of neutrophil varies around 10 to 14 microns. The cytoplasm of neutrophils contain fine pink colored granules. The nucleus is usually multilobed and the lobes are connected by thin strand. The nucleus may contain Barr body. Hypersegmented nucleus of neutrophil typically seen in megaloblastic anemia that occurs due to folate or vitamin B12 deficiency. Granules of neutrophils are of two types: primary azurophilic granules and secondary specific granules. The primary granules are formed during granulopoiesis, whereas other granules formed at the later stages. So this is a typical diagram showing of a neutrophil with hypersegmented nucleus. Primary granules, peroxidase positive granules. In addition to myeloperoxidase, they contain lysosomal enzymes, elastase, proteinase, and alpha 1 antitrypsin. They contain antimicrobial proteins like cathepsin G, defensin, and bactericidal permeability increasing proteins. The primary granules may be decreased in number and absent in various disease conditions like in acute leukemia or myeloid leukemia. The granules may also become abnormal as they form OR bodies in acute myeloid leukemia. Abnormalities of granules are also seen in Shediac-Higashi syndrome. This is autosomal recessive disease having abnormality of neutrophil azurophilic granules. It is characterized by oculocutaneous albinism and increased susceptibility to infection. Secondary granules or peroxidase negative granules. The secretory granules contain lactoferrin, gelatinase, lysosome, vitamin B12 binding protein, and other proteins. Lysozyme is microbial and lactoferrin is antibacterial. About 16% of the granule contain only lactoferrin, 24% contain only gelatinase, and 60% contain both. In inflammatory response, gelatinase containing granules are more readily released than the other granules. The granules may disappear and nuclear lobes may become big, giving spectacular appearance in Pegler-Hewitt anomaly. Morphologically, the abnormalities of specific granules are Aldous-Rayleigh anomaly and May-Heglin anomaly. The other granules contain gelatinase, alkaline phosphatase, and cytochrome B. The low leukocyte alkaline phosphatase score is associated with chronic myeloid leukemia. Secretory granules, these are the secretory vesicles and different from azurophilic or specific granules. They contain CD3 phospholipase and tyrosine kinase. Toxic granulation occurs in severe infections. Toxic granulations of neutrophils in severe infections, toxic granulation and Dole bodies are seen in neutrophils in addition to the nuclear uh, pycnosis. The neutrophils, like other leukocytes, have four stages in their life: marrow phase, circulation phase, margination phase, and tissue phase. In this, in marrow phase, which is a developmental stage of neutrophil, as soon as the neutrophils are developed from the metamyelocytes, they are released into the circulation. However, large number of juvenile neutrophils are present in the bone marrow, which constitutes marrow pool of the cell. This serves as a reservoir for peripheral neutrophils. Circulation phase, 50% of the neutrophils are present in the circulation pool and actually circulate in the blood. Rest 50% remain in the margination pool. About 50% of the neutrophils in the blood remain adhered to the or marginated to the endothelial lining of the blood vessels. So this is called as margination of leukocytes. Neutrophils present in the margination pool serves as an immediate source for circulatory phase. In fact, any factor that causes disruption of margination increases the neutrophil count that causes leukocytosis. After the usual life in circulation for about 6 to 8 hours, neutrophil enter tissues where they're going to live for 4 to 6 days. Neutrophilia. Neutrophilia is increase in the neutrophil count. Acute neutrophilia, the causes are physical stimuli like exercise, cold, pain, labor, surgery, emotional stimuli, panic, severe stress, depression, acute bacterial and mycotic or rickettsial infection, inflammation to the tissues, tissue necrosis because of the burns, infarction, trauma, electrical shock, and gout. Drugs like epinephrine, glucocorticoids, vaccine, they can cause increase in the neutrophil count. Neutrophilia is a decrease in the count occurs because of the inflammation of pancreas, myositis, colitis, rheumatoid arthritis, endocrine disorders like ACTH excess, thyroid storm, tumors of gastric, renal, bronchial, and hepatic tumors, the blood diseases, chronic hemolysis, and myeloproliferative disease. Okay, so these are the causes for chronic neutrophilia, that is chronic increase in the count. Neutropenia is decrease in the count. Some of the congenital causes are Kostman syndrome, the infection like typhoid and paratyphoid, drugs like chloramphenicol, phenylbutazone, phenytoin, and aplastic anemia. Increased neutrophil destruction occurs because of the parasitic infections like in malaria and Kala-Azar, viral infection like measles and influenza, hypersplenism, autoimmune diseases like SLE and Felty syndrome. The neutrophils are actively phagocytic. They contain many antimicrobial and bactericidal chemicals in their granules. During inflammation due to acute bacterial infection, neutrophils soon migrate to the site of infection and kill the organisms. Hence, neutrophils are considered as a first line of defense against acute bacterial infections. Neutrophils provide major specific defense against invasion of pathogenic organisms. Consequently, neutropenia predisposes to body pathogenic infection. Neutrophil phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is a process of ingestion and killing microbes or a foreign substance by a phagocyte. Actively phagocytic cells are neutrophils, monocyte, and macrophages. There are several steps of phagocytosis which involves chemotaxis, diapedesis, adherence, ingestion, and killing. Okay. So this diagram showing different phases of the phagocytosis. The first one is invasion of the organisms into the tissue. Second is release of chemotoxins from the injured tissue. Third one is chemotaxis, that is attraction. Diapedesis, that is squeezing of the WBCs through the endothelial cells, and opsonization and the ingestion and killing. Chemotaxis is a process of migration of neutrophils to the site of infection. The bacterial invasion triggers acute inflammatory response. The chemical substances released from the site of inflammation or infection by the infecting organisms or inflammatory cells. These chemical factors attract neutrophils to the site of infection. Consequently, they are called as chemotoxins. Taxin means the movement, and the chemical that produces movement is called as chemotaxin or chemoattractants or chemotactic factors. Chemotaxins are usually the microbial products or chemicals that secreted from the leukocytes or chemicals released from the damaged tissue. Complement proteins, especially C5a, C3, also can act as a chemotaxins. During chemotaxis, neutrophils change their shape and become highly amoeboid. As also, the leukopoiesis is stimulated in the marrow in response to plasma factors and more neutrophils are produced. Diapetes is a process by which neutrophils pass through the capillary endothelial cells to reach the invader in the tissue, which is called as diapetesis. By diapetesis, neutrophils enter the tissue from their circulation pool to kill the organism at the site of inflammation in the tissue. The activated neutrophils first marginate migration and pavement and adhere tightly to the endothelial lining, rolling and adhesion with the help of L-selectins. Then by their active amoeboid movement, they squeeze through the space between endothelial cells, which is called as emigration and diapetesis. So this diagram showing the different phases of details of diapetesis. Okay, so which occurs in three phases: the margination, the pigmentation, uh, and adhesion, and the diapetesis, immigration or diapetesis. The process by which bacteria is made tasty to phagocytosis is called as opsonization. In this process, antigen is coated by opsonins. The chemicals that facilitate the process of opsonization are called as opsonins. IgG antibody and complement proteins 5CA, C3b are known high quality opsonins. Bacteria coated by opsonins bind to the receptor on the neutrophil membrane. The attachment of membrane to phagocyte to the membrane of microbe is called as adherence. Opsonization facilitates the process of adherence. So this is the details of opsonization, where initially the organism are endocytosized and killed by neutrophils. Okay, so this is opsonization. Uh, this is the second phase of pseudopode engulfing the opsonized particle. Uh, then the third stage vacuole phagocytic vacuole formation and phagolysosome formation. Adherence facilitates the motor activity of the neutrophils. The membrane of phagocytes extends projection from both the sides to encroach on the microbe. So these extensions are called as pseudopodia. Pseudopodia finally surround the microbe and form phagocytic vesicle. The phagocytic vesicle fuses with the lysosome to form a phagolysosome. The bacterial killing, the killing of the bacteria mechanisms can be broadly divided into two types: non-oxidative and oxidative. Non-oxidative mechanisms like neutrophil granules contain wide variety of antibacterial chemicals such as degradative enzymes, proteases, defensin, and cationic proteins. Lysosome that hydrolyzes the wall of the bacteria, and lactoferrin that sequesters the iron. Okay, so sequestration of iron, I mean, will kill the, will inhibit the bacterial growth, and non-oxidative component of a bacterial killing. Defensin released from the azurophil granules have a unusual cyclic structure that kill bacteria by disrupting their outer membrane and breaking single-stranded DNA structure. The oxidative mechanisms where when activated neutrophils produce number of oxygen metabolites that are antimicrobial. The metabolites are superoxide ion, free hydroxyl radical, hypochlorous acid, and singlet oxygen, where oxygen is the most effective oxidant metabolite. Two superoxide ions react with two H plus ions to form hydrogen peroxide by the action of superoxide dismutation. Both oxygen and hydroperoxidase radicals are active oxidants and are effective in the as a bactericidal agents. Myeloperoxidase enzyme of primary granule facilitate the conversion of chloride to hypochlorite, which is also potent oxidant. Eosinophils are known for their protective function against allergy, including asthma, helminthic, and parasitic infections. Cytokines produced by eosinophils, such as leukotrienes, PAF, platelet activating factor, aid to their defense functions. Eosinophils have a short lifespan in circulation, whereas they live longer in the tissue. They are a primary tissue dwelling cells. They're primarily tissue dwelling cells. So there are about 100 eosinophils in tissue to 1 eosinophil in the peripheral blood. Eosinophils are present in the epithelia of respiratory, gastrointestinal, and genitourinary tract. Their production and function are mainly influenced by interleukin 5. Okay, interleukin 5 is also stimulate the production and function of basophils that are closely related to eosinophils. Eosinophils are granular leukocytes having size same as that of neutrophils. Eosinophil granules are coarse, thick, brick red uh, in color and blood smear stained by Leishman stain. The nucleus is usually bilobed and lobes are separated by thick strand. This gives the eosinophil nucleus appearance of a pair of spectacle. Granules are plenty and sometimes encroach upon the nucleus. Okay, so this is a typical neutrophil. Okay, and this is how eosinophil looks in a peripheral smear. So these are some of the eosinophil derived chemicals. These are granule derived chemicals like major basic proteins, eosinophil cationic protein, eosinophil peroxidase, eosinophil derived neurotoxin, lysophospholipase, phospholipase D, aryl sulfatase, acid phosphatase, catalase, histaminase, hexosaminidase. Some of the cytokines which may or may not be stored in the granules are GM-CSF, TGF alpha and beta, macrophage inhibition factor, interleukin 1 to 6, interleukin 8, and interleukin 12, tumor necrosis factor alpha, lipid derived chemicals like leukotriene C, platelet activating factor, PGE and PGE2, thromboxane B2, where other chemicals like lysophospholipase constitute around 10% of the eosinophilic proteins. The enzymes secreted from the eosinophils like phospholipase D, aryl sulfatase B, acid phosphatase, catalase, and histaminase are the other granular proteins that take part in eosinophil mediated inflammatory reactions and killing the parasites. Like neutrophils, eosinophils also migrate into the tissues. There are selective chemoattractants for eosinophils such as eosinophil chemotactic factor of anaphylaxis. So ECFA in humans is a tetrapeptide that facilitates the tissue accumulation of the eosinophils. Eosinophils exhibit endothelial adhesion and chemotaxis to migrate into the tissue. Eosinophils practice into two important defense mechanisms of the body, that is against the helminthic infection and against the allergy. The normal eosinophil count is 2 to 4% as a differential count and 4 to 440 per microliter of blood as absolute count. The causes of eosinophilia, that is increase in the eosinophil count, are helminthic infections, allergic diseases, drug reaction, eosinophilic leukemia, tropical pulmonary eosinophilia, Addison's disease, and eosinophilia myalgia syndrome. Causes of some of the um, eosinopenia, that is reduced eosinophil count, are glucocorticoid therapy, Cushing's syndrome, aplastic anemia, and drug-induced agranulocytosis. Basophils and mast cells, the least frequent cells amongst the granulocyte. They account for less than 0.5% of the total leukocytes. Though they recruit into the tissues in response to immunological and inflammatory reactions, unlike eosinophils, they ordinarily do not reside in the tissue. This is the diagram showing a basophil, and this is uh, the the eosinophil which is seen in the peripheral blood. You can see the granules are very coarse and they are encroaching the nucleus. They have the same diameter of neutrophils. Uh, the nucleus is usually less segmented and often S-shaped. Nuclear chromatin shows marked condensation. The granules are large in size, oval or round in shape, and more in number. As cells are heavily studded with these granules, nucleus is often not visible. The granular sites are surrounded by membranes that contain dense particles called as Charcot-Leyden crystals. Cytoplasm contains glycogen deposits, mitochondria, free ribosomes, and few lipid bodies. Basophil granules secrete histamine, chondroitin sulfate, tryptase, carboxypeptidase A, cathepsin G, leukotrienes, and eosinophil chemotactic factor of anaphylaxis, and neural proteases, and the major basic protein. Mast cells remain in the tissues are round or elongated cells with a non-segmented nucleus. Granules are numerous but smaller in size. There are many cytoplasmic filaments, numerous lipid bodies, and no glycogen deposits. Mast cells granules secrete histamine, heparin, chondroitin sulfate, carboxypeptidase, cathepsin, and ECFA and neural proteases. There are two types of mast cells. One is mucosal mast cell, uh, the mast cell which is present in the mucosa, and the mast cell which is present in the connective tissue mast cell. Basophils and mast cells are mainly involved in allergic reaction. During allergy, these cells release contents of their granules. The mediators such as histamine released by degradation uh, produce antimicrobial and anti-host effect. The usual stimulus for basophil and mast cell degranulation is an allergen which should ideally cross-link IgE molecule bound to the surface of basophil of or a mast cell via high affinity Fc receptors for IgE. Monocytes and macrophages. Monocyte is the largest leukocyte in the peripheral blood. After spending life in blood, monocytes enter tissues where they are transferred into the tissue macrophages. Monocytes and macrophages are mononuclear phagocytes. In the tissue, they play important role in non-specific defense against microbial invasion. The tissue macrophage system was previously called as the reticuloendothelial system. Now, this term is obsolete. Presently, this is known as mononuclear phagocyte system, MPS. The monocyte is the second line of defense against microbial infections. Monocytes are largest blood cells. The identifying features are the diameter of the monocyte between 12 to 25 microns. The nucleus occupies half the cell and remains eccentrically. The cytoplasmic nuclear ratio is 50-50. Often nucleus is rentiform, that is kidney shaped, but may be horseshoe shaped, round or irregular. There are characteristic fine nuclear chromatin net connecting small chromatin clumps. This gives the nucleus non-homogeneous or stringy appearance. Cytoplasm is abundant and has a ground glass appearance. Monocytes have a number of receptors on its surface, such as Fc receptors for IgG, IgA, and IgE, the receptors for complements, cytokines, and hormones like insulin, glucocorticoid, and angiotensin. This is a typical diagram of monocyte showing the horseshoe shape the nucleus. Okay, so this is how the monocyte looks in the peripheral blood smear. The functions are phagocytosis and microbial killing. Monocyte is an active phagocyte that exhibits motility and chemotaxis. The presence of various surface receptors enhances their phagocytic activity by facilitating the recognition of various host-derived factors including immunoglobulins, complements, and integrins. The receptors are also going to identify various sugar units on the microbial membranes. The organisms once phagocytosized are destroyed by oxidants produced by NADPH oxidase, nitric oxide synthase, and intracellular hydrolytic enzymes. Monocyte also kills the intracellular pathogens like viruses and parasites. Monocyte is the second line of defense against infections. Antigen presentation. The monocyte is an important antigen presenting cell. Partially digested product of antigen combines with the mono MHC2 molecule produced by the antigen presenting cell. The MHC and antigen complex expresses on the surfaces of APC. Lymphocytes, especially the T cells, are activated when they come in contact with the MCH antigen present on the APC surface. So, this is the first step in the activation of cellular immunity. Release of cytokines. Monocytes secrete various chemokines that carry out different physiological functions. Monocyte produces interleukin 1 and 6 that are essential for co-activation of immunological responses. Monocyte secretes TNF alpha and interferon that facilitates killing of viruses and other microbial organisms. Monocyte also secretes various growth factors like GM-CSF, M-CSF, and erythroid colonies potentiating factor that promote leukopoiesis and erythropoiesis and transforming the growth factors PGDF and fibroblast growth factors. Monocytes, by secreting complement factors, augment the local tissue defense responses. Monocyte releases various enzymes like collagenase, elastase, plasminogen activator, etc., that participate in wound healing and the tissue remodeling. Monocytes in circulation have a wide range of half-life between 10 to 72 hours. Then they enter the tissue where they live for few weeks to few months. The average lifespan in the tissue is around 3 months. In the tissue, they are transformed into the tissue macrophages. If there is a tissue infection or inflammation, within few hours, monocytes migrate to the site of injury. However, initially the monocyte numbers are less than the neutrophils. In inflammation persists more than 12 hours, the monocytes predominate over neutrophils. These are the different cells of mononuclear phagocyte system. The monocytes, the monoblasts, promonocytes, Kupffer cells in the liver, osteoclasts in the bone marrow, macrophages in the lung, microglia in the brain, and mesangial cells in the kidney. Okay. Uh, so epithelioid cells and multinuclear giant cells. So these are different varieties of the mononuclear cells when they get converted into the tissues. Macrophages are capable of cell division and resident or non-inflammatory macrophages in the tissue are self-sustaining. The exact mechanism of differentiation of monocyte to macrophage is not known. However, on becoming macrophage, there is an increase in cell size, number of cytoplasmic granules and vacuoles, and increase in the heterogeneity of the cell shape. However, the average diameter of macrophage is around 25 to 50 microns. The nucleus is fusiform or rentiform and is eccentrically placed with one or two nucleoli in it. Cytoplasm contains multiple large azurophil granules. They contain all the surface receptors that are present in monocytes. In chronic tissue inflammation, macrophages are converted into multinucleated giant cells that are highly phagocytic and microbicidal. Dendritic cells, the few monocytes are transferred into highly specialized mononuclear cells which are called as dendritic cells. They play important role in antigen processing and presentation to the T cells. They are specialized antigen capture rather than phagocytosis. So thus they are specific antigen presenting cells. However, unlike macrophages, dendritic cell lack receptor for immunoglobulins, complements, and colony stimulating factors and are specific granules in cytoplasm. Therefore, they are weakly phagocytic. They are present in blood and marrow where they count for blood about just 0.1 to 1% of the total mononuclear cells. They are also present as a Langerhans cells in the skin, interdigitizing the cells in the thymic medulla, and interstitial cells in the lung and the heart. Lymphocytes are that of same size of red blood cells. They constitute around 35% of the lymphocytes, and the identifying features are they are 6 to 9 microns in diameters. They have ovoid or kidney shaped nucleus with a densely packed nuclear chromatin. Nucleus is usually eccentrically placed, which occupies about 90% of the cell area. There is a thin rim of bluish cytoplasm that does not contain granules. Large lymphocytes constitute around 65% of the total lymphocytes. The identifying features are there around 10 to 15 microns. The nucleus is homogeneous and compact with a dense nuclear chromatin. Nucleus is usually oval shaped or kidney shaped and eccentrically placed. The cytoplasm is navy blue in color and usually does not contain granules. However, about 3% of large lymphocytes contain coarse pink granules, and these granular lymphocytes are usually NK cells or T cells. This is the diagram of a small lymphocyte and the large lymphocyte. The normal lymphocyte count is around 20 to 40% of the total leukocyte. Absolute count is around 500 to 8,000 cells per cubic millimeter of blood. Increase in the count is called as lymphocytosis, and decrease in the count is called as lymphocytopenia. Functionally, lymphocytes are divided into three categories: B cells, T cells, and NK cells. B cells on stimulation are transformed into the plasma cells that secrete antibodies. B cells mediate humoral or antibody mediated immunity. T cells mediate cellular or cell mediated immunity. NK cells mediate natural or non-specific immunity. The causes for primary lymphocytosis are acute lymphocytic leukemia, chronic lymphocytic leukemia, adult T cell leukemia, NK cell leukemia, monoclonal B cell lymphocytosis, whereas reactive lymphocytosis is caused by infectious mononucleosis, Bordetella, tuberculosis, post-splenectomy, cigarette smoking, septic shock, and drugs. The reduction in the lymphocyte count is caused because of some of the acquired causes like aplastic anemia, AIDS, hepatitis, glucocorticoid therapy, typhoid fever, systemic lupus erythematosus, and because of some of the inherited causes like severe combined immunodeficiency states, Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome, immunodeficiency deficiency with the thymoma, cellular immunodeficiency with immunoglobulins. Leukemia is defined as a malignant neoplasm of the lymphopoietic cells in which there is abnormal proliferation of leukocytes and their precursors, resulting in appearance of abnormal and immature cells in the peripheral blood associated very high leukocytosis and infiltration of the tissues by leukemic cells. There is increased infiltration of bone marrow by proliferating leukemic cells. The total leukocyte count is usually very high except in subleukemic or leukemic forms of leukemia. Usually the proliferation involves leukocytic series. Occasionally erythroid precursors or megakaryocytes may also be involved in the disease process. The leukemia are classified into two main categories: myeloid leukemia and lymphocytic leukemia. These are again can be of two varieties, acute or chronic type. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia is primarily a disease of children and young adults. So this constitutes around 80% of the childhood acute leukemias, are rarely seen in adults. The most common mode of presentation is with symptoms of anemia or hemorrhage, infective lesions in the mouth and pharynx, fever, prostration, headache, and malaise. The generalized lymphadenopathy, splenomegaly, hepatomegaly are the common and occur due to infiltration of the organs by leukemic cells. The typical blood picture of is anemia and thrombocytopenia with a moderate and marked increase in the white cells, the majority of which are blast cells, okay, so which are called as lymphoblasts. This is a diagram showing the acute myeloblastic leukemia, note the presence of many lymphoblasts. Acute myeloblastic leukemia AML is primarily affects the adults between 15 to 40 years. It constitutes only about 20% of the childhood leukemias. The presentation of ALL is like that of ALL, sorry, but lymphadenopathy and hepatosplenomegaly, they're not common. Blood picture presents anemia, thrombocytopenia, and moderate to high leukocytosis. More than 60% of the leukocytes in the peripheral blood are blast cells or myeloblasts. Okay, so these are the blood pictures showing the myeloblasts. Chronic myeloid leukemia accounts for 20% of all cases of leukemia. It is primarily a disease of adults between 30 to 60 years with a peak incidence in 4th and 5th decades of the life. The onset usually slow with non-specific features like anemia, weight loss, weakness, and easy fatigability. Splenomegaly is the outstanding physical sign. Hepatomegaly may be present, but lymph node enlargement is rare. So these are the peripheral film showing chronic myeloid leukemia. Note the presence of many myelocytes and metamyelocytes. Chronic myeloid leukemia, where there will be elevated total leukocyte count is seen more than a lakh cells per cubic mm of blood. The neutrophil myelocytes and metamyelocytes constitutes the most circulating cells. Blast cells are present rarely, but uh, except in the blast crisis. So this is a diagram showing of chronic myelocytic leukemia. Note there is uh, the presence of small lymphocytes. The chronic lymphocytic leukemia is the most indolent of all leukemias. It occurs typically in a person over 50 years. Males are affected twice as frequently as in case of females. Patients present with non-specific symptoms. Lymphadenopathy is the outstanding physical sign. Hepatosplenomegaly can be seen. Mild to severe increase in the leukocyte count is seen. More than 90% of the leukocytes are mature lymphocytes. So, so this is all about the WBCs uh, and some of the applied aspects related to WBCs, that is leukemias. Thank you.